We're about ready to start the media process. Now this is a two-stage process, and the second stage is only done if the first stage is done efficiently and well. So the first stage is to render a project into a movie, and the project is a biometric scanner. Now the resources it's going to consume, the first one will be the CPU. Now the CPU is an i7, which is a quad core. Each core has 2 threads, and a thread is known as a logical CPU. So here I want to see a balance across these logical CPUs, and the total of that, or the average of that, is in the CPU usage. The next thing I'll be looking at are various sensors throughout the platform of the ASUS to see how well the application uses the resources. Now the best way to monitor the resources consumed by an application is to use the Process Explorer, and let's not forget that the process is in fact the editor, which is TrakAxPC. So the first thing I'm going to do now is render the project, and the first thing I don't like is this very limited media builder, as it were. Now we're going to look at the process, and when we look at the process, first thing I want to show is that the CPU priority is the normal, which is priority 8. That's the normal priority you give to a thread. And here you can see me looking at the resources. Now when I look at the logical CPUs, I don't see a balance. When I look at the time, which is 36 seconds, it's a bit on the long side. So I now want to analyze the actual movie it created. Now to understand this result, it's best to look at my requirements and criteria button, and it will explain this a lot more clearer. But to say that it failed both the container and the HRD is not good, especially since this application is targeted for the web. So the next thing I did was I created a movie. I sent an email to the technical support saying, look, I found this, what can you do about it? I did this on a Saturday, and I was quite surprised. Within 3 hours they got back to me. This is a Saturday, bearing in mind, and basically said could they get back to me on the Monday, because they really needed time to have a look over what I was showing them. They did get back to me on the Monday. They did say they couldn't do anything with the current product, but they are betaing, and would I like to test that one. Now that is a very good positive response. This is a small company that didn't try to hide anything. They just said, well, yeah, we didn't realize, or whatever the reasoning, but they want to do something about it. So I then looked at the actual efficiency, all those biometric scans you saw, plus the time it took, and this is the rating that I'd give for the application. Now I actually did, because of their response, make a game anime, but I'm not going to show that, because as far as I'm concerned it failed this test. It doesn't warrant to go any further, because it takes an awful lot of power to do this. I mean, it took 5 hours. But the jury is out how to judge the media process of this particular application, because they are going to do things to improve it. Good on the technical support.